Hey, hello everybody.
Hello.
Oh, that's quite hard. Let's tune this down a little. Hey, Courageous there. So we are complete. And the rest as well. Tonight we have one of my sons. I actually have two, and they both look like this. So identical twins. For people that don't know Jurre, this is Jurre. And hoi Jeroen. Jurre and I have been around for some quite some time, at least in the scene. So we've been doing quite some lectures together. You've been doing some lectures as well. What was your last lecture?
My last lecture was one for Secure Day,
Yeah.
an event in Australia.
Yeah.
Quite a time difference. I had to wake up at 4 o'clock. But yeah, just the usual story about my life, what I did, stuff like that.
Okay. Cool. And we had Joseph over for a couple of weeks. And actually I did a couple of streams together with Joseph. And I was working on domotics on different kind of sensors. So I had like a temperature sensor, a CO2 sensor, a passive infrared sensor. Just to collect information for working on IoT, working on MQTT, that kind of stuff. However, I never realized that this is like the best alarm ever. So what I'm going to do is like show some data that I've collected. So second screen. So this is the data. And what you will see here is this is the particle sensor. Yeah, Sebas is in the stream as well. Good to have you, Sebas. And I was like popping up this idea of creating a war driver, like something to populate Wiggle with. However, to be able to capture as much access points as possible, and maybe Bluetooth or maybe even cell towers, I thought, why not split up the devices per channel. So we got this awesome Atom matrix from the hackerspace, and what would happen if you create like a matrix of 4x4, so you have at least the amount of ESP32s for your for each and every channel of Wi-Fi 2.4 gigahertz, and have like a couple to do controlling functions like I2C, like GPS, something like that. And yeah, I asked people to I asked people to think about it, and Sebas was like the first one to tell me what you should do is do it yourself, create like a circuit board. This was my first time of doing so. Actually, Jeroen, who's in the stream as well, suggested to build a circuit board together for the sensor board. There's another idea. So I'm like a big fan of M5, and this is one of their products, which is a particle sensor on an ESP32. So it's on the back, and this will be able to collect like particles that are 2.5, 5 and 10 something. And what you see here is like on the screen is like just before 6 o'clock we started cooking, and that will be visible on the screen. If you ever been into a data center, you see these red tubes, and these red tubes suck in the air to examine them for particles, smoke of some sort. So this is like the same thing, but then like in such a small device. And while these are, I think 50 or 60 euros each, I run into a deal where you could buy them for I think 25 euros. So I thought this was like a mistake. It was on Banggood. So what I did is I tried to buy as much as possible. So I bought 4 initially. Because that seemed to be the limit, but there was no limit to an iteration of devices that you could order. So I actually ordered 2. So I have 8 of these sensors with M5 stack coming up. So now we're able to like replace the sensor boxes with these devices, but I don't want like actually 2 devices. And just connect the sensor board or the sensors to this device to have one device to have them all. And since the other device was a ESP8266 running Tasmota, this is actually an ESP32, so that's able to do Bluetooth as well. So you could maybe do like geofencing, triangulation where people are at. More possibilities, but I have to program it myself and maybe have to do some design, circuit design. But back to the data. This is the CO2 sensor, and if I go to somewhere here, so what you see here is the passive infrared sensor. And what Joseph came up with was a method of not showing just ones and zeros per time, but like creating some sort of buffer in Node-RED where you collect the number of triggers per moment, like create a buffer for every 10 minutes and show the value for that moment. So you would know like this is like a fly buzzing by or a cat walking by, or there's like a serious activity in this room. So like as a alarm system, this would indicate like someone is was in my room. This is another one. So this is the temperature. So here you will see like the rise in temperature. So if someone comes in and the temperature rises, you will see that on here as well. And you will see the different rooms on this screen. So something happened on a room with the red color. So might be that was like on the attic where the sun is on, or might have been something else. Then there's this one. This is the light. So if you turn on the light, or if you open the curtains to see what is going on in a room, you will actually see that as well. And this is the last one, the CO2 sensor, where it picks up the amount of exhaled breath. So if someone is in the room for a while, you would notice that as well on the CO2 sensor. So actually there were some movies, I think either James Bond or Mission Impossible, where people had to wear suits to keep them cold and don't make them breathe as well. And this is actually for a couple of bucks you can create such a sophisticated alarm for yourself. So learned a lot over the last couple of weeks. So very thankful for Joseph for showing me all the cool tricks that he had figured out. And yeah, his project IoT Plotter is like really awesome, because it involves just sending data in CVS format to make it very easy readable. So that's something that I want to share. And the reason that Jur is here now is not because he hacked the school, like we've been over that. So Jur likes to do CTFs, and we do CTFs together. And sometimes we run into like special task where we need to do reverse engineering, for instance. And Jur is a big fan of Live Overflow, I think. And that's what led to this solution. Can you tell a little bit about it?
Okay, so I've been quite interested in how computers and more specifically like CPUs work on a lower level. I've been watching like a YouTuber, uh, Noobsaurus, build Minecraft computers, but that was a little bit too low level. After that, I found a series by Low Level JavaScript, which makes an entire virtual machine in JavaScript, and I decided to follow along with that in Python to get a better understanding of how computers work. So I'm gonna go ahead and download the code.
So while Jur is downloading the code from Git, and you can download it yourself, what's the URL, Jur?
github.com/jurjelle2/pythoncomputer.git.
Okay.
So just, yeah, it's on my GitHub.
And Jur is starting his university next week, and as part of his
Windows.
Sorry.
I did a /, but that doesn't work.
Yeah. As part of his education, he needs to know more about assembly, I think. So this will.
I haven't done Windows in a while. How do you move a file? Yeah.
Ren?
Ren.
No?
Okay, cool.
Move.
Excusez-moi. I'm used to doing this in
Linux computers.
Exactly.
Okay.
Alright, so this is my computer. I think as of what is on GitHub, it should... Yeah, okay, that worked. So this is a screen that is attached to the computer. But let me go over a little bit of how it works first.
Can I get you a mate?
Yes, please. So what it is it's basically a computer, as in exactly how it works on a lower level, but then in a higher level. So I made my my own kind of architecture for the instructions, and yeah, you can like ignore this. It's a little trick to get the ONZ key codes to work. Otherwise, this wouldn't work. It's really weird. But I made my own like architecture for all the instructions. And basically these instructions are all everything that your computer does. So every program gets consists of instructions just like these, but then in different instruction sets, like Intel the 308 whatever instruction sets, or the AMD instruction sets. I don't know exactly what
32-bit versus 64-bit.
Yeah, those as well. There's like differences between that as well. Okay. I'm gonna do a course on computer organization where I'm gonna learn all about this, but I haven't done that yet, so I don't know all the terminology.
Just doing it.
Exactly. I'm just doing it. So I made up all the different instructions that I would need for making my own programs like that. It has a few primary classes: a memory mapper, which I'll get to in a bit; a screen, which is just a little class written around this principle with ONZ escape sequences, and the computer itself, which is quite a big class I'll get into.
Are you able to set the screen a little bit? So enlarge the font size or whatever?
I'm actually not sure if I can do that in Python, like the original IDE. Let me see if I can do that in Notepad real quick.
Okay, that works.
Yeah. So how the computer itself, how you can...
and can you... you're scrolling...
yeah, I'm like... I wanted to get to this part, because this is the part that where I actually wanted to show. So how it works as in the code itself is mostly...
Thanks, Sebas.
Ah, cool. Might implement Space Invaders in my own computer.
I see.
Would be an interesting challenge. But I make a new computer with a memory map, and that's basically I have a really big memory area, and I also have a little bit of dedicated memory region for my own screen. And basically how my screen works is, instead of having different commands for write this to the screen, by writing to a certain part of memory, you can actually put characters on the screen, put effects on the screen, and that's called memory mapped I/O. So you make the computer, you initialize it, you create a in my case an array, which you fill with literally like the bytes of your program. So I have these are all like all the instructions are defined up there. I just scroll past it a bit, but you can literally just write it like for example, move a literal into a register. The literal it's a 32-bit computer. I forgot to say that. So all the literal values are 32 bits. So D E A D D E F into register R1, and then just by executing this line of code, the computer would move 0x deadbeef into register 1, and you can just set up the memory like that, and then say to the computer, okay, run and do your thing.
Crazy's telling you should check out the advent of code. A lot of work was based on Eric's own computer that you had to build yourself.
It sounds interesting. I might check it out after the stream.
Yeah. Do you have a link maybe?
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise we'll Google it.
Yeah. And then afterwards, just the printing a regular character so that there's no residual red text or bold text on the screen. So what I made a little wrapper function here to for the default format of writing a character to the screen, and which just adds the characters for moving the print this character at X and Y with a command. The command can be like adventofcode.com. Alright, I'll check it out afterwards. I think I've actually heard of it before, but I might be confusing it with something else.
Thanks, Crazy. Yeah.
But this is like something, a little wrapper command, and that adds these bytes to the buffer that I then upload to the computer itself. But this is just like move a literal into memory, and then the literal is the character, the X and the Y coordinate, and the command into the memory location 0x9000, as you can see here. And the memory mapped I/O says 0x9000 to 0x9100 is mapped to my screen. So by writing somewhere, anywhere in that region, you can. It's also a nice how to build your own 8-bit computer from logic chips.
Yeah, I believed Zawadi was busy doing that, right?
Yeah, he might be. I've seen it on YouTube pop by, anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, all this script does is write A's to the screen and alternating in red and white. So if I change this, it makes a little bit of more funky pattern. So you got a nice thing going on there. If you guys were wondering what the thing at the beginning was, I tried my very damn hardest to get the clear screen working, but clear screen just doesn't work with ONSI escape sequences on Windows 10. So my way of clearing the screen is actually just writing 100 by 100 spaces all over the screen, and then it's cleared. But I made a little demo to show what what it can do, and like read out the fancy helper classes to show you more like exactly what it's actually doing. So let me erase this all. I think from here onwards. Yeah. Okay, so this is a let me save this, see if I can open it here again. So I made a little program just now, and this is just like the bytes that is written into the memory and then being run. But this is basically move a 0 into 1, move a 0 into 2, and a 1 into 1, a 1 into 2, 0 into 3, and then add 1 and 2 together, move that on 1, and then some code to move it into memory and jump back to this part. So a little bit like a terrible explanation, but it's basically a Fibonacci program. and I have like a upload at location, which is I upload the first bit at 0, then there's a bunch of 0 bytes which are basically no instructions, and then upload at location 0x100, and that means that this piece of code is uploaded at the 100th byte at in the memory. So that means that every time I jump to 0x100, it will be at the beginning of this. So that's like kind of a infinite loop going on here. So this is basically a little bit that just writes Fibonacci characters to memory, and the memory starts at like 200 plus a little offset. So if we would run this, well, it doesn't do anything. Of course, ONZ sequences don't work if you don't run them in the. Wait, it shouldn't be printing stuff. Let me see. I'm probably missing something. There we go. Excusez-moi. I think the code I'm seeing here is for clearing the screen, but there shouldn't be a clear screen in here. It's probably a stray one that I haven't deleted it yet. It worked on my machine just now. Oh, yeah, this is why it prints the regular character afterwards, because right now it is absolutely certain that it's still meant to be read, but it's actually not meant to be read. And want to reload it? Yeah. That's weird. Wait, what happens if I close this? Run this. Oh, let's rename. What program is it loaded then? I am very, very confused by this.
So this is Python 3?
Yeah, it is Python 3.
Okay.
It should work. But my memory regions are right. I don't get why it's doing something with a screen when it shouldn't do something with a screen. Am I like doing something on the init? No. Of course, nothing goes right when you want to do a demo. I've got like,
Famous last word. It should work.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's see. I've got move a literal into the register.
My screen set regular.
Hmm.
The one.
Yeah, but this is like, this should just print a singular character. So even if I comment it out, it shouldn't do anything. I mean, shouldn't, so maybe it does, but no. This is at computer self write 32. 331. Move reg of I see.
Work in progress.
No, I see what goes wrong, and basically it probably means that if I remove this and remove this, it should work. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so to explain what was going wrong, it is writing the Fibonacci values at an offset of 4 from the last one, because it's like a 32-bit number every time. But it was going so fast that it went all the way into the screen region.
Oh, okay.
And it started addressing the memory mapped I/O. Okay.
Nice.
So if I now run this for a bit, I just remove the memory mapped I/O. Then it should work, and the way we can check if it works is what this command does And let me see if I can enlarge it a bit. Okay, we don't have Notepad open anymore, but I can do that. This is the command, and what it basically does is it says in the memory map, the region 10 is a way of accessing the actual byte array, which is the memory of the screen. From that memory, print the first 30 bytes, and then print it in a nice format, so convert it to an integer. If it's not 0, print it nicely formatted. So by running this command, it should show me the numbers that are stored in memory from point 200 onwards, which is basically the where it's storing all the Fibonacci numbers, hopefully, if everything works well. Let me see, I did remove this part, so I should only have to do the zeros part. There we go. So the Fibonacci numbers are 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, etc. And here you can see it's 121. Well, that shouldn't make sense, because obviously 144 plus 233 is what is it, 377? But the issue is
times 256.
Exactly. The number that's standing in memory is 0x1, and then a 0x whatever, I don't know, the hex value of 121. So 0x97. So it says 0x1, 0x97, but what it actually means is 0x179. I mean, and that is the correct value. So
yeah.
Because of the way I'm looking at memory, like one byte at a time, or 1 byte at a time, it's showing it incorrectly here. But trust me when I say it is correct. And we can also look at different weird things. So for example, imagine if Fibonacci would begin with a 4 and a 4, and then we can run this and then print this. This is hopefully what Fibonacci would look like if it started with a 4. So 4 plus 8 is 12, 12 plus 8 is 20, 20 plus 12 is 32, 32 plus 20 is 54. And this is just some of the programs. I told you guys before I was following along with a tutorial. The next step of the tutorial would be to write an actual functional assembly language, so you don't have to code the literal bytes that are loaded into the memory. Can I zoom in your terminal a little bit? Zoom height, no. I'm gonna be frankly honest with you, I don't really know if I can. I can copy it into a file and make that bigger.
Haha, Windows Toolkit.
Yeah. But yeah,
we can cheat our way into
exactly. There we've got the program, and
Visual Studio Code will work. Yeah.
Yeah. But here we got a bit like starting with 2 4s and then going on with the Fibonacci sequence from that point on. And then of course when you see like numbers like these, that means it's actually the number converted to hex, pasted together, and then deconverted again, or converted into binary, doesn't really matter. So good question. So theoretically it should run Doom, because all the instructions that you would need for a normal CPU, I think, should be in there. So this is like the very, very, very lowest level if you're not looking at like the literal electricity in the CPU. This is like the lowest level you could go as in programming it. And I think all the, as I said before, all the instructions should be there that are also in normal assembly. Well, probably not all of them, but I'm like still adding instructions sometimes. University is starting in tomorrow actually, so I'm a bit more busy with that. It's kind of like leaving it on the side for a bit. But
How long did it take you to make this? Like watching the video, starting your first program?
I started my first program after watching Nubosaurus, which was the Minecraft Redstone, the guy who did it in Minecraft Redstone. I was like, I can do that in Python too, but that didn't really give me like any idea of the concepts that I should use in a programming language itself. So then I scrapped the project after a few days, or like a few days, like a few hours. I added a little bit of the basic functionality going, but yeah, it was way shorter, and it didn't do any of the stuff it does now, and it does it in a way like less, in a way less proper manner. But then I started watching the low-level JavaScript theory because somebody in my university Discord server sent it to me as well. And after I watched this, I got interested in it. Then unfortunately I had to drive my girlfriend home, so then I had like 2 hours to work on it. And I think in that 2-hour region I got everything you see here working until without the memory map and the screen region. And then it took me another like 3 or 4 hours just for the screen region, but that's because the ONZ escape sequences really weren't working, and I had to figure out that the only way to get them working is to create a sub-process with a shell and then close that shell immediately, and then it allows you to... It's really weird. But at least I got it working now. Sebas says university Discord server, how painful.
It's actually not a university's Discord server.
It's a Discord server made by some of the first year computer science and engineering students, and I saw it floating around on Reddit, so I joined. And I don't know, I think it genuinely helps me with the entire procedure, since I didn't know almost anything about for Bear Memes mostly. But I didn't know anything about how shit would go at the university before, like, what is it, a week before the before it started, or 2 weeks before it started, they contacted me with information about it. But like, I've been in that server for a month or two now, and we've just all been chatting. Just finding there's like, what, 400 people in there? And we're just like chatting about this. I saw this in there. They've given me feedback on this, and it's like, it's a fun place.
Yeah, I think it's really helpful, as there's no introduction, so you are able to see the process that others are going through, and yeah. Yeah,
there's like, I think a week ago there were still resets being done, and I think like 4 or 5 days ago somebody got in one of the last 2 marks that were given out, and that showed that he didn't get the 45 EC. So I think like a week and a half before the year started, they were still busy grading and doing everything, and we still had to say goodbye to one person because he didn't make it.
Yeah, it's odd times.
Yeah, it's like you've got Q1, Q2, QT, Q4, and Q5, and Q5 is all the resets and the holidays. And yeah, it seems rough, but as long as you get like the 45 AC for the first year, you should be good. I mean, that does put an unbelievable amount of pressure on you, because if you fail 4 out of the 12 classes, then you cannot apply anymore at the TU Delft, and your entire tuition is gone. But yeah, I'll see how it goes. We've got like a ton of interesting courses at my university, and I'm really looking forward to it. Yeah, thank you. I mean, most of the courses should be fine. Here, if I get it out. I cannot spell that word. Oh, probably should help if I say TU Delft. But yeah, most of the courses are pretty okay. So my first year is just like a bunch of mathematics, a bunch of programming, and they don't expect you to have programmed before, so I don't think any of these will be an issue. And some more reasoning, logic, I think most of the stuff should be fine for my first year of university.
Yeah, it really helps that you're into mathematics. So I think, especially first year, the computer science and engineering looks a lot like the mathematical version that they offer as well.
Yeah, definitely. Like we've got the calculus, linear algebra, and probability theory and statistics. This is all like I did like the
Yeah, please do so. Stay safe, Crazy.
yeah. Don't watch and drive.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of okay. So I did like quite high level mathematics at my high school. Like you have like 4 levels, and I did the highest of that. But that's still like nothing compared to everything that's never gonna get in here. And I think it may have given me a head start. It's still gonna be like quite tough. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And then of course I've still got to figure out what my minor is. Somebody in the server is gonna do a gender studies minor, so yeah. But yeah, and actually, this subject, computer organization, that is actually quite similar to what I'm doing right now with the computer project. So in here, you literally have to write assembly as homework exercises. So I'm already in a way getting a head start by that. And like recently, I've been putting a lot of time into reverse engineering, figuring out exactly how Hydra works, how GDB works, doing challenges, doing CTFs, dot peak, everything.
Really helps that you're already passionate for doing the CTFs.
Yeah.
And already have a mind that loves to research stuff.
Yeah. No, there are some pretty tough subjects. Like, especially the more mathematics heavy one. Like the probability theory and statistics and linear algebra have a 30% pass rate on the university. So like, not exactly the number, but about 70% of people, like if they don't get, if they don't pass any of these, that means that they have one more course, and if they fail any more than that, they're gone. They wasted like €1,000 tuition. Yeah, it's rough, but I think I should be fine with most of this stuff. I'm still gonna learn my ass off, but we'll see. It's never wasted though, you're right. The stuff you learn, even if you don't get through the through your second year, it's still experience and still like, yeah, it still helps. Calculus was the main reason you dropped out of mechanical engineering. I mean, understandable. I saw a graph of like people, like a list of like 100 dropouts or students, and like what courses they passed and failed, and if they got the eventual recommendation or not. And like almost 90% of the people who failed calculus also dropped out because it's just so important to all the other subjects that have to do with maths, and it's, yeah, it's a lot from what I've heard.
Cool.
Yeah. Well, within what is it? It's now 9 o'clock.
Yeah,
So in
40 minutes. You did well.
Yeah. But I meant in like 3 plus 12, 15 hours. I'll be getting my first lecture
Yeah.
through a Zoom call.
Cool.
Yeah. We're gonna see how it packs out. I'm probably gonna post about it on Twitter a lot. See if like, or probably on the university Discord as well. But I'm gonna try to keep Twitter up to date with my experiences with the Corona University and everything.
Jeroen, I see you are on Periscope, and Periscope is like 1 minute behind on things like Twitch, for instance. So
yeah, I'd recommend switching to Twitch.
yeah, that really helps for interactiveness.
I'm not saying stay Delft to the Corona University. I'm not using it as a swear word. I'm just saying that things are gonna be more interesting with Corona.
Yeah.
It's I've got like from the 5 days in the week, I've got 3 days of lectures, and then like 2 days of the week are used for mentor talks. So basically, I'm gonna have to drive up and down in the public transport to university, and yeah, talk to somebody just about how it's all gonna go, how it's going, and just have a little mentor chat. And the other day I'm free. Woo! So I only have 4 days of school a week.
Cool.
Yeah, what a life.
Well, thank you very much, man,
Yeah.
for being here and explaining your cool project and giving us a heads up on university.
Yeah.
So I think you want to go upstairs again, or do you still want to join?
I first want to react on some stuff Sebastian said. He said, I'm both interested and frightened in how to do lectures and classes again, and man, I feel ya. With the, especially with the chatter going on in university about it, I see a lot of people who, most of the people say their productivity just went straight down, and a few others say they got more productive because of everything being online and being more readily available. But yeah, it's gonna be frightening because I know of myself that I didn't go to all the lessons in high school as well. It's yeah, like especially we were in the 6th year. They couldn't give any consequences. They couldn't just make us stay home. So I skipped a lot of lessons there. But yeah, I've been on holidays for what 5 months now. Holidays, quarantine. But
yeah, but I think both your brother and you already had a head start because you were going in like already with high scores. So it's not that like you had to fix it
yeah.
for the end sprint. So
yeah, the people who were saying that they got like lower grades, I meant from like the university. But for my own like last quarter,
yeah,
I could basically stop attending tests, calls, everything, just get straight up ones for everything and still pass. So I wasn't really stressed for all that stuff. But I had a few classmates whose passing depended on it, and they had a lot more stress.
Yeah. Any thing about the maximum amount of hours that you're allowed on campus?
Good question. Though I'm not sure actually. They're trying to start to open things up again, but I don't think we've had any like I don't think we have any like actual on-campus lectures again. I'm not entirely sure on that, but as for now, the only things that are on campus are like the meetings. That's like what, an hour a day or an hour a week, and yeah, that's about it. So the only real quote unquote dangerous thing is gonna be the public transport, I think. Yeah.
Cool. Or not cool, but
Yeah.
still have to cope with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Though it is only for like support, not actual lessons. So like if you have to miss it because you have like flu-like symptoms or something and you cannot go or travel, it's not that big of a deal. Yeah, life will still happen anyway. You're right. It just goes on.
Yeah.
We have to adapt a little bit, and that's fine.
I think it has brought us a lot as well.
Yeah.
I've been doing these workshop and these lectures, and these were only set for a limited amount of people due to the available hardware, and now you'll see that you have to cope with online stuff, and we'll come up with better solutions, being able to host larger groups and meet other cool people. I've never met so many people online, like in B-Sides, in DEF CON, in whatever community, and everybody's like really open, and everybody is we're all in there together. So really helps sharing, and also like from a mental health perspective, like watch each other's back. So everyone is doing their part. So signed up for hosting
an online soldering workshop at the Hackaday Super Conference. Yeah, I see.
Yeah,
I hope you'll get accepted.
super cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
An
super
online
cool.
soldering workshop.
Yeah.
That's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, and I already watched a couple of them, and yeah, I really liked it. I learned a lot from it, like background wise, and also like showing how you can really mess stuff up and it will still be okay, and what kind of things you use. Like I tend to avoid the lead-free soldering because yeah, I'm lazy. And it just feels better, but like seeing you work with the lead-free stuff as well, and although it does not look as shiny and yeah, neat, yeah, still you made me look at that as well. So yeah, it is doable, and there's a reason that we switched to lead-free soldering, and like the same with the board that you were fixing for someone else that was entirely lead-free. Like it's kind of an ode for doing that, like reworking it in lead-free as well. So yeah, hey Raulizio, welcome. Yeah, that's really cool, and yeah, I think I feel blessed for being in the batch group, because I see so many cool people come up with cool ideas, and like the circuit boards, and yeah, it's not only like the badge or the event, but also like the amount of knowledge. Yeah, I'm really impressed with that. So yeah, thanks for allowing me in that group that teach me quite some new things. So I really like that.
Unfortunately, guys, that will be all I have for today.
To share.
Yeah, I am going back upstairs. I'm gonna hit the hay in a bit.
Hit the hay.
Yeah, I've got a lot of lectures tomorrow.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was fun. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Cool.
And thanks for letting me share all about my amazing computer. No, it's not that great. But my Python computer. If anyone's interested in it or has any more questions, you can hit me up on Instagram, Twitter, Reddit. Do your thing.
What's your account name?
Urielle everywhere. So yeah, it's probably somewhere on his Twitter as well, in his bio.
Yeah.
And I hope you'll have a good evening.
Okay. Thanks. Sleep well.
Thank you. You
Okay.
enjoy the rest of the...
Yeah, let's see where we go from here, as I did not have anything planned. So I'm going to move you to another screen. So yeah. Hey Jaelle. So Juris' girlfriend is in the stream as well. Jaelfje on Twitter. So yeah, cool to have you. So let's clean this a little bit up. So where are we? So close. So this is where it is. So yeah, there were a couple of new things that I run into. So I sometimes see stuff on Twitter, and yeah, like new gadgets, and I run into someone at High Energy Beams on Twitter that created a continuity tester. So the trick about this is a small, it's like hardly seeable. I really need a microscope of some sort, as the one that is connected now is not working properly. But this is a device where you can just insert a cable. I have a micro USB cable here, so insert one end on one end of the circuit board and the other end on the other part, and this will show, like with 4 LEDs, there's the power is connected, the ground is connected, the data is connected, and this will be a cable for both charging and for data. and sometimes you run into cables. Do I have one? Maybe this one. So this is one that was with a Bluetooth speaker, and this only has like 2 lights burning, so which means that this cable is for charging a micro USB device, but since there's no communication over the data lines, it will not do any smart charging. So this will only allowing like slow charging of the devices. And yeah, I'm already got pointed out that this device has its flaws, since it would not see a short circuit, it would not see like stuff change. So if you like connect the VCC to the ground and the ground to the VCC, it would still show lights on this device, but you will be able to easily see what cable is connected and which one is not. So a simple gadget that will allow you to test USB cables. I also saw another tester that would not only do micro USB but USB-C as well, and mini, micro and USB-C. But it was way more expensive than this one, and since it is shipping from Japan, will be harder to get here. So already asked for a quote to ship it here, and maybe we can like bundle with a couple of people to get it here, so it will measure the resistance as well. So that's one of the things. Another one is I revived my Ponegotchis. So this is a Raspberry Pi Zero W, so that's the one with the wireless on it. Got these ones from Reichelt in Germany, and there's also some plexiglass casings for them, so that they will be neatly in a neatly connected and not short circuit in any way. So still need to look at what has been changed since the initial version, but this device is actually collecting Apple package, like the initial packages from Wi-Fi, will discover the access point and their clients, de-authenticate all the clients to create a re-initialization, and using these packages you might be able to brute force the password to see if Wi-Fi works. So like for seeing if devices are vulnerable, or for like red team exercises, this could be helpful. There's another thing that I got. So a friend of mine got me this gadget, and this is a Zero Plus gadget. And this is, this will be hard to see due to the background since it is a green one. Yeah, that would still not work. So this is actually a device that allows you to pin out the USB cable. However, the friend did not look at the format. And this device is actually in a very strange format. So let me see if I have. So I have a box. Okay. Where did I leave it? Or is it in here already? So what I did is I bought another gadget, Yeah, your desktop is so empty. Yeah. So this is a micro USB to SD card converter. However, this device is not a micro SD, it is a mini SD. And mini SDs, is this it? No, that's not it either. Rats. Where did I leave all my shizzle? Must be here somewhere. So I need a converter from mini SD to micro SD. Oh. Put your camera on full screen. Yeah, let's do that. So let's turn off so webcam and okay. Hold on. I think it's a filter. So if I turn this off, now you see my green screen. Don't see my green screen anymore. So this is the device. So are you able to see it up close? No, you're not. So if I open up the, let me see, webcam, where are you? And go to configure video, camera control, do an autofocus maybe, sort of works. So this is a fan out connector from mini USB. So it's a PCB with an SD and some breakouts. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. And this is like a converter from mini from SD to micro USB. And I did have. So I'm going to look. Yeah. It's in my very organized rest of the room. So no, not on there as well. No, I left it somewhere else. So the idea was, I saw an article. So let's turn on the fancy background again. Webcam, filters. Whoop. An article on how the micro SD connectors of a ESP32 were similar to the JTAG connectors. So if you have a device running on ESP32, you could do a JTAG attack via the SD connector. So that was something that I want to check out myself. So that's the reason that I bought this device. But yeah, either you could make it yourself. We're planning that for the MCH batch as well. Cool. So SD card as a JTAG debug connector. Yeah, cool. So yeah, I really wonder how that works and how many devices would still have the fuse bit set so that you can still use it. Yeah, furthermore, not that much. So Sebastius had an idea to help me show how to do the circuit board using what software again? Forgot the name. Bless you. So what was the name of the software again that you use for the designing the stuff? Oh, I was mainly asking what you wanted in the design. Yeah, KiCad, that was the software. So the idea was that it was not as much the LEDs that you need. So I already got a reply of someone saying if you want to have a LED board, you should not buy all those atoms, since it will be much cheaper to do the LEDs themselves. But my idea was, what if you would like have a ESP32 that somehow has like the feedback, and could be either LEDs, could be a LED display. So do I have the other one? No. So let me get some of the devices. So these are like a couple of atoms, a matrix. So if you connect these and have like a matrix of 4x4 or 5x5 or whatever, these have like the pins on the back. So there's a fan out for, let me see, at least 5 volt and ground, so you can power the board. There's I2C to it. So if each has its own yeah, my idea was like use I2C for the communication, as that would allow a bus, and otherwise you need to like create some sort of serial protocol out of the UART. So these devices do not have an SD card, so I haven't looked at the ESP32 Pico yet, what the functionality is inside, but having a GPS or maybe 2 GPSs connected to it, to have like a failback for whenever one breaks, or to see if there's like a proper connection to it. Oh, the 32 with less storage. Yeah, and then like maybe add a SD card device to it. So what I saw is, let me open up a browser. M5 Stack. So this is like doing it the Lego way. So if you would make it yourself, and just use the devices, would be even easier. Just add another ESP as a bus master or a storage device. Yeah, could even add a core or a, let me see what the back is of these. Yeah, that would be a real bit harder, since these will have like the connectors on the back, while these have the connectors on the side. Yeah. So the Atomatrix has a rather poor antenna. So haven't looked at that, if there were already people that had this worked out, or maybe added an external antenna to it. So can I open this device? So this is the original core, and it has like a 3D antenna on the top. So there's no connector to it. So yeah, might do some rework and add a connector to it, but there's not really a connector. Might be something to ask M5 Stack if they will add a device that would feature an external antenna, as they have like different devices that support antennas, like the LoRaWAN or the LTE or whatever. Would really love that. So the idea is to have like a simple circuit board that would allow people to solder it themselves, where you could just stick on these devices to have it working. And yeah, I know it's not that powerful device. You should like add external antennas, but since they're all having one channel to look at, it might probably even find more, especially if you're doing like war walking instead of war driving. So you're already outside, not in a car, and will be a 48 core panel. It's very powerful. Yeah, cool. So oh, I was showing on how to do the fan out. So could either be this is something that they created for like some sort of a clock. So it has two connections to it. One for the NeoPixel LEDs and the other one for the GPIO for the pair. And another thing was the piano, where you just have like a bent pin, so not a straight pin header, but like one that's 90 degrees, so you can put it on the side. Don't know if all the pins are on one side, so yeah, there's like the bottom pin header has like 5-volt ground, SDA, SCL, and then you have like a bigger screen that would like show more detailed information, like I have a fix, it is storing the data. And cool thing is that, like inspired by Yurt's Corona app, have like a LED for each found access point on one of these atoms, and if you do them all in different colors, it would make it really visible as well. So this is one idea that I had for making a board, and the other one was like creating the circuit board. And I am still working on this idea, and while I was working on this idea, Sebas already made it happen. So he created what was on the board. I saw a CO2, was there also a particle sensor on top of it? What were the sensors that are on your board? While I take a sip of my mate. Yeah, the sensor board that you created. And this was just an idea for yourself, right? Or is it like for others as well? So MHZ19 is CO2, BME 280, humidity, temperature and pressure. DS18 is... Oh, the 18B is the Dallas sensor, and the particle sensor, and also LoRa option. For my house in the space, but open source, so everyone can join. Might do kids, not sure. Yeah, this is really cool. So yeah, I personally haven't have any experience with LoRa. Yeah, I did one hackathon once with LoRa, but it was like 5 years ago, so no IDs yet. Simple enough for basic workshops. Yeah, cool. Yeah, I saw it. It was like I'm always impressed by how fast you can create circuit boards, and oh well. So yeah, upcoming stream, Yillis does LoRa. Yeah, I have LoRa in the box, So we could, I don't know if there's like LoRa and M5 Flow, or that we actually need like, there's like flow.m5stack.com, because that, let me see. Hey Remco! So one of my old colleagues. Ik doe hier technologie, dus hobbyen met allerlei verschillende dingen, M5 stack. And I'm doing this in English, by the way, because there's English people tuning in as well. So I will try and get my LoRa module sponsored for MCH, €3 per module. Which is way too much for the batch. In the time that I worked on the LoRa one, there was like the Things network, and I think they are still driving the community, I think. And they set up a Kickstarter, I believe. Are there any good outside routers, or are you all tuning into like the KPN network? I know that in the beginning, I think even Tele2 started like doing coverage of the different countries as well. So I know that there was like a direct mode. At the camp there's a LoRa gateway. How much would it cost to install your own LoRa gateway to be in control over your own network and don't have to, get a subscription or pay? There is already, it's already there even. Yeah, I saw you were out camping. So, well done. Yeah, really looking forward to MCH, and is CCC already cancelled, or is there no communication about it yet? Because that was something that we were hoping out for, but yeah. Can be I know that there was like this direct mode. We'll post an update in October. Yeah, let's see where we're all heading. So modules. Is there a LoRa cellular, Lego, Bala server, LiDAR, LoRa one? Okay. And starts at about 200. Yeah. Hey, Jan Willem. So why wait till an upcoming stream, and let's do LoRa right now if you like, because I see there's like a simple setup for it. Never done it before, so always cool to challenge the demo gods. So I should have two. Let's get my box out. I should have at least 2 shields for it. Let me see. LoRa, yeah, actually I have 2. So these are the LoRa One shields. So they have an antenna connection on the back, and these are the don't know. So there's different frequencies to it. This one, let me see, because there was like 868 and 433, and I don't know which one that we use in the Netherlands, but I think I bought it to fit that purpose. So it's a module, I think. LoRa, where are you? LoRa, oh, the use the newer ones are 868, yeah. So this must be 868. So what I need to do is hook up 2 devices. So what do I have? This one is screw tight, this one is too. So just let me take off the cover from this one. So it's out. Add the LoRa connector. So, and add the bottom to it. So it's connected with a LoRa. And do I have another one? I think this might be one. Hold on. So it's disconnected. Oh, this has a battery shield on the back. So adding the thing here as well. And what bottom did I use? Let's use the same bottom. So this is my other one. So I now have, whoops, two devices that communicate in LoRa. So always a bit scary about this, like diving into the unknown. But since there's already people with LoRa experience, let's see what we can do here. So what I need is a USB-C cable. Actually, I need a few of those. I will be. Actually, this is one. This is not. And this is micro USB. Let me get another cable. And I found another one. So, two cables. Relying on you, Sebas. So, connecting this to the USB hub. And now I need to do some stuff. So let's... Oh, before I close this one, so go back to the, what was the second screen view. So for the Atom, I saw they had this GPS module, which is out of stock. By the way, it is a few more days until the release of the Core 2, and I'm really looking forward to that one. This is a device that has a GPS module and features a connection for either a Atom Lite or Atom Matrix, but also has an SD card. So if you want to run it entirely on ESPs, that could do as well. I'm holding out for the ePaper one. Yeah, ePaper. Oh, and someone asked on Twitter, does it have touch as well? And they said it might. So we're not really clear about it, but yeah, that is really cool to have a e-paper, like a larger device to show stuff. So I was watching one of the M5 Stack streams where they use the proto board, this one, to add a Kinch connector to make a game computer with a Wiimote on composite video. So it was very cool as well. So okay, back to the initial plan. Oh, currently it is hosting a authenticator for Bluetooth glasses, but that's not the project that we're going to do today. So let's go back. Cancel. Where are we? Close. Okay, so this is the device, and now I should have the burner, which is here. So burner, run the burner. Where are you? Oh, still booting up. It's over here. So this is the new M5 burner, and they now seem to have an app store somehow. So it is a core. It's the gray one, which is a core with a 9 degrees of freedom, 6 degrees of freedom, like a gyroscope sensor. So going to this one, there's one connected right now. Where's this one connected? So it's only one. And I want to do the UI flow for the normal core, so download it. And burn it. Burning the new firmware on the device. So really wondering how this will go. $100. Now it's going to reset. Yeah, UI flow. And the cool thing is that that will show the API key, maybe not. Okay, so this is the first one. Now disconnect this one. So get another cable. Second device. So connect it to micro USB, and it now has. This is the menu environment that Rob Hongrijp created. He was actually one of the first people in the Netherlands that worked on M5 Stack. So he created this menu system that allows you to have like a large tree where you can do a lot of stuff. So really impressed by it. So I've been buying this stuff since it first came out. At that time there was not a lot of documentation, and his stuff was like the first documentation that there was online. So now you have like this fancy YouTube channel that you can follow. And I did something wrong. It's probably because it is not COM29 but COM30. Okay, burn. Yeah, I want one in every room. We now have sensor boxes in every room where there's people, and one on the attic. And it's actually very cool to have the data of all the different rooms, so you're able to correlate. And what I didn't knew before is that if you have a pressure sensor, you can actually see the height of the room. So the higher the sensor is positioned, the higher the pressure is as well. It will be hard to correlate it, so it's not like if this is like a 5 points increase towards one of the other things, it will be 2 meters higher, but you can actually see the difference. So by using a device, maybe on a badge of some sort, and you're measuring the data, that will actually show yeah, how high the people are. So are they on ground level or are they climbing up, for instance. So it might be cool for a fox hunt of some sort. So 2 devices programmed. So the easiest might be to run the so can I, so if I reset this, will this show? Yeah, this will show an API key. So this is one, so let me create a notepad file. Where are you? Notepad ++, whatever. So this is one. And let me connect the other as well. So that's COM 29. And now go to the COM monitor, reset. This is COM 30, so not the one. Or was COM 30? I don't know. Reset. I think they're both in here. So COM 29, COM monitor, reset. So this is the other one. Okay, so this close. This is, I have a number 3 and this is 5. So this is box 3 and this is box 5. Actively trying to get a nice sensor package on the badge. Sadly, the person in charge is probably on holiday. Yeah, it's quite a challenge every time, and I'm really impressed by the yeah, what you all managed to achieve on getting sponsoring, on getting a very cool badge, and what you can add to the badge just before launching it. How you can save on capacitors. Being funny here. Okay, so 2 devices. So just let me connect to the first one. So I need to connect here. No, I know that you're not a big fan of doing that, but I heard the joking. So this is 5, which I will make blue. Okay, and now I'm opening another one. Code field. Okay. Am I able to connect it? No, I am not. Why am I not? So probably I need to configure this somehow. Oh, okay. App? No. Come on. Setup. So you're not able to see this. So I'm in the setup menu. I can do a switch mode. There's an app mode, USB mode, and a internet mode. I'm hoping for the internet mode. So going down. Oh. A reboot. Okay. This looks like this is the other one, so I'm doing this on this one as well. So setup, switch mode, go to internet mode, go down, reboot. Okay, so this is the 2C, so this one will be connected now. Yeah, and it will. Okay, so copying the URL, opening a new tab. Yeah, do a beta as well. So the other one is beta? No. Oh, I think we should do a beta. Reload. Beta. Reload this one. So this is the 2C and the other one will be the C5. So click here, C5, choose a different color. So this one is green. Okay. So I have a blue one and a green one, and they're both connected. Yeah, both connected. So 2 devices. So what I'm going to do now is add a unit, but it's not a unit. So what can I do? Or can I already use it? I might be already able to use it. So where's my LoRa? Hardwares, units, modules. Oh, it's a module. So adding the LoRaWAN module, set a frequency. So instead of trying to figuring it out myself, go to the M5Stack, m5stack.com, and go to modules. LoRa, where are you? Here. Oh. So it's the product. There was some documentation for this. How does this work? Add to cart. It's not what I want. Oh, I need to click here. Okay. So zoom it out a little bit. So this is the device, and there should be information somehow, more information, product document. Okay. Product features, LoRa info. So that's the PDF on the module that is in there. Regional parameters. So this is probably what frequency is supposed to be used at what site. So can I search for Netherlands? Netherlands is either 868 or 433. So let's see if I'm able to switch it to either one of them. Going back here, easy loader, how to flash it, the pin out that you have, and is there like example code, point-to-point examples between two LoRa 868 modules, examples. So this is an ENO, which is Arduino code to send it over from one side to the other, but I want to see if it is possible using M5Flow. So go here, go to modules, go to LoRaWAN, and init RX mode, send data, receive. So first need to set it. So this should be 868. LoRa, send data, but set point to point with a certain frequency. That looks like something that we want. Send a string, get data. LoRaWAN init RX mode. This is oh, okay. So this is something that you can do. So if I'm adding like a title here, then I should be able to setting this up 868 frequency 1 sendString get data. So this is the data that I get, and the data should be put into either variable, or I should directly edit the title. So get the title. So title will be set to get data. This is very rough sketch. And create an event. So when button A is pressed, I'm sending out data. So LoRaWAN send a string, and this string will be oh hi. So if I run this on both devices, it should boot up, should set the frequency to 868, and set a point-to-point frequency on 1, so must be the channels somehow, and whenever there's data coming in, it would show the data in the title bar. Maybe I should clear it, don't know. Show, hide, don't know if it will override it. Set title background. Yeah, just see what happens. And whenever you press the left button, the A button, it should send oh hi to the other side, and the other side should be able to read it. So I should be able to save this. So there was an option, Trusta, save. So this is main M5F. So using this, and there should be a load M5 somewhere. Let's see, where are you? Ah, here it is. Okay, this is the data. And oh hi, hello. So one is sending hello and the other is sending hi. So I'm uploading the code to the device. LoRa frequency need in 433 or 868 till 915. Detail. Okay, I'm getting an error message. 868. What happens if I set it to 433? No. LoRa frequency need in 433. So 434. No. So no clue. You have two frequencies. So oh, this needs to be on 433 as well. Set point. Oh, set point to point frequency. Oh, okay. I have two. This is stupid. So I only need one. Okay. So this actually works. Okay, yeah. Thanks for showing me crazy. So removing this one and setting this to 868. Run. And the other one was set to 433. Actually, they both compile, both on 433 and 868. So might be either the antenna that is doing stuff differently. So pressing the button. Oh, this is epic. Okay, let me see. Do I have... Yeah, this will be hard. Can I run this? This is working. Now the other one. So I need to add the font, background color, text, title, layer, text offset. Can I somehow set a font size? Text offset, text title, layer 4. So can I do this with a screen? Title. Is it label maybe? Title, label. Font default. This can be Unicode 24, so it's much larger. So instead of doing a title, I'm using a label. So label, set label to oh hi. Where are you? Come on. Oh. Label oh hi. Okay, so am I able to show you what is happening? So I need to set this to the webcam view. So this contains a label and a text, and when I'm pressing the button on the other device, nothing happens. This is stupid. So I removed the send data and created two labels. So this should have the data, and the other one, where is it, should have a send string. So this is so LoRa one, send string, and this is the oh hi, and the other one is the get data. So this is a label. So again, run, and the other one, run. So there's text, and now I'm pressing the A button on the other device, and you see hello, because this was the oh hi version. So it's just a matter of dragging two things together. What I'm wondering if this works on 433 as well. So uploading the code. It does compile. So pressing the button, and works as well. Now something else is I do have this fancy IMME. So connecting this, turning it on. So switching to 868. 868. No, this is 433. So switching to 433. Where are you? So there was like narrow and wide. So this is probably wide. Go to 433. So I'm setting up this device. 450, 440, 435. And now go to narrow. So this is 4. 33. So I hope you are able to see it. I think I need to shut down my fancy background again. So webcam, right click, filters, disable, disable. Oh, it's this one. Okay, close. So you should be able to see this somehow. Okay, so I'm pressing the A button, and you actually see data on 433. So I'm switching the frequency to H68. H68, compile, the other one, H68, compile. And now I'm leaving this at 433, pressing the button. Nothing happens. So setting this to white, go to H68, 700. So this device contains a CC1111 sub-gigahertz RxTX device, and this device featured both on Travis Goodspeed and Michael Osman's blog, but it got really popular when Semicomcar made a video on how to open garage doors with it. So I bought these for, so should be narrow, okay, 868 in the middle somewhere. So pressing the button. So this is actually, where is it? Come on. Hmm. The other one? Oh, you see it, yeah. It is, so there was another option. Pause, I think, this one. Oh, now it's slow, maybe. Yeah, you can see it, but so I have to press this. So now it's broadcasting on H68. So I've been doing this on Arduino before, but this is really cool. Just dragging a few widgets and making LoRaWAN communicate. So yeah, it's actually quite cool to do stuff with it. And there is a Arduino thing as well for it. So yeah, what else? Basically it. So yeah, cool. Yeah, it's getting 10 o'clock, so 2 hours on the stream. I think if we are making this a 4-hour stream again and again, yeah, there will be not as interesting as having like some stuff on it. So unless you have something else that you want to see or discuss about, please tell me. I was expecting this to take way more time. We can schedule that for next week if you want. So do one together, or I'll just follow your stream, or you can host on mine, whatever you want. So we have been working with Chrissy before on I think Discord or Zoom or whatever. But yeah, we'll talk about it. I think it would be cool to have like some sort of a collaboration about it. Yeah, would be cool. Thanks. Anyone else? Then I'm going to sign off and pack some sticker packs, as I posted a small message this morning on Twitter that really exploded. So I have like a huge amount of sticker requests, so we'll do it myself. I've revived the M5 stack project of my own, ordered some replacement components. What are you working on, Jan Willem? I really want to know. If you want to share, that is. And I have a thing still to do. I have the M5 stack drone. And I need to make it fly. But I lack some mathematical knowledge about it. So Joseph and Jelle worked on it and made it fly for a while. But yeah, I might want to invoke one of the people of scouting that has a lot of experience with flying drones. So not at this time. Okay, we'll come back to that another time if you want to. Okay, I'm signing off. Thank you all for being here. Without you would not be as much fun as we had today. Yeah, looking forward to another one. Sleep well all. Bye.